In today's video, I'm going to talk about a hack to make sure you don't have to clean your air filter over and over again. Let's jump right in. What's up, guys? Welcome to Trail Tune Up. My name's Jason, and yes, this air filter is not on its last leg, but I like to replace them every so often after about a couple washes. This particular one has been washed and reused about 3 times, so it's essentially time for a new one. What I really want to talk about today, though, is how we can make it so that we are having to wash our air filters less than usual. And these right here are the hidden secret. These are PC Racing filter skins, and basically what you do is you take one of these skins, you oil it up, you place it over your air filter, and you throw it on the bike. And every time that your air filter is dirty, you peel this off, you see the clean air filter under it, and then you replace it. Now you can wash these and reuse them. I personally just buy packs of 3. I think it's like 15 bucks, if that even. And then I just place on a new one, and it's almost like an extra barrier protection if you think about it that way. So what we're gonna do now is get one of these ready for a brand new air filter. Now you obviously don't have to use a brand new air filter. I just happen to be installing a brand new one today, so that's what we're gonna be doing. So it's pretty simple. You take one of these, you open it up, you grab any kind of oil that you would use on your air filter. It can be a spray-on one, it could be one that you dip in. You just obviously want to make sure you really wring this thing out before you put it on your air filter. I personally like to use the spray-on air filter oil by Maxima. You know, some people like to use them, some people don't. I personally find no issues with these, and so we just want to get it all sprayed on there. I really like that it's blue because it allows me to make sure that I get all the little crevices. Let's just make sure we get every little part of this, and you don't want to overdo it, and you definitely want to really work it in there. Make sure that it's completely rubbed in. When you squeeze it, you don't want anything to come out. That's how you know you're good to go. All right, and I would say that is looking good to install. So first things first, we're going to remove the old air filter off of the cage. Toss that one in the garbage. Obviously you can get rid of these pieces. They come installed on your air filter, so we're going to pull those off. I like to work in this first part right here, kind of follow along the edge. And sometimes with these pre-oiled filters, you're going to want to make sure that you rub in any excess oil. Some of these have been sitting in the bag for a while, so we don't want that getting sucked into our air intake. Then we're going to pull these pieces over the ends. And now we're ready to install our filter skin. And basically I like to take the seams right here and run them over the top. You'll see it fits pretty well when we do that. And I personally like to just run it along the side. I don't really want it to be hanging over because I want to make sure we still create that nice seal. And that's pretty much it. I do find sometimes with these, it doesn't hurt if you like pop a little hole right in here. It'll make things fit easier, but this material is so thin that it's really not going to make a difference. You could do it or not do it. That's totally up to you. And as you can see, you know, this filter skin is going to catch a lot of dirt and debris. We'll just peel it off and put on a new one when the time comes. So let's go ahead and install it. Something else I want to point out, as you can probably see right here, I have this sort of foam adhesive that is also by PC Racing, and it allows to get kind of like a tighter seal around the edge right here. So that's why I have one of those. That's why it might look different from yours. I definitely highly recommend getting one of these because it ensures that your seal is nice and tight. So now all we got to do is go ahead, stick that in there, pop it against bolt there. Now it's in. Push this piece down. Boom. We're installed. I do also like to run my finger along the edges just to make sure that everything is seated in there well. And that pretty much does it. We're done. We're good to go. Pop this sucker back on there. And there you have it. If you guys found this video helpful in any way, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving the video a like, or dropping a comment. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Jason. We'll see you out on the trail.